Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Saturday. Today, guys, we're going to take a look at the Wrestle Something Wrestlers. Today, I did get in, or on Thursday, I got in a couple of referee figures, a couple of variant packages, but both the exact same figure, same character and whatnot. And I only believe I ordered one of each. I don't think I ordered any duplicates. I could have ordered duplicates. I don't remember, man. So it's hard to remember because every time I order something, the thought is I order two of everything, have one for my loose collection, one for a carded collection, and if I only get one figure that comes in, I'm not opening that. Mint on card collector, that's like my main focus, right? So, but like whenever I get something from Grapplers and Gimmicks, or when I get something from Zombie Sailors, I could order 6 of something, and when I get the first package in, it's only one item is received. So I always got to come down here and make a video about it because I'm excited. It sparks my interest. So, and then right after I make that video, probably a day or two later, another package will come in with the remaining figures, and it's like it's so frustrating. So I'm basically having to make multiple videos of the same topic. So I could technically open up one of these packages because they are the same thing, but I'm not going to do so because the packages themselves are variants. The figure's not a variant, but the packages. And who am I talking about? We are looking at referee Mike Chioda. Chioda. I don't know how the heck to pronounce his name. I'm not familiar with this particular referee. And in fact, I've heard the name Denny Davis. Obviously, Dave and Earl Hebner, and when it comes to referees, that's about it. And if you had asked me up until a couple years ago any name of a WWF or other wrestling referee, I don't freaking know, man. Like, I would have told you Big John Studd, which technically would have been accurate. I mean, he did special referee a match, but it's one thing to say Muhammad Ali or something, special guest, but it's something different to have like someone who does referee professionally. And so yeah, looking at this guy, I have no idea who that is. I really wish I knew more about a lot of these folks. So I'm going to kind of read off this backing here. It says he's from Willingboro, New Jersey. Making his TV debut in 1989, Mike Chioda has been the third man in the ring ever since. This is terrible grammar. From then until 2021. Mike holds some of the most legendary and iconic matches in pro wrestling history. Well, that doesn't tell me anything, so. So, yeah, just kind of looking at the back real quick. It looks like I finally got all of the figures in. We've already got Chelsea Green and a couple of her variants. We got 3 variants of Colt Cabana. Effie, I got a couple of variants of his. The 2-pack of the Headbangers, I got a couple of different variants of those. Both, again, loose and... so Effie, Chelsea Green, and the Headbangers, I got their variants carded and loose. And Mike Chioda, I just got both of his carded figures right now, so that at least covers this whole part. And outside the bone crunching figures, I'm still missing Macho Man and Dwayne Gill, but I got everything else here. So these two should hopefully be arriving in the near future. And yeah, I think there's a couple different variants. Hopefully I got them both. But this is one package, and this is more of the Wrestle Something Wrestler design, whereas the first one I showed you is more of like a 1990s Hasbro design. So the back of the card is exactly the same, minus the lettering underneath the name, which is different coloring. That's about it, but everything else is identical. So same exact figure. Again, I'm not going to open up this figure, but I did bring out a Zombie Sailor figure for comparison. So, first thing you'll notice on this, I hate this. I want to dismantle every company that thinks that putting on removable heads and removable hands and fingers and just anything removable is a good idea. Adults are never going to use these. If anything, they're either throwing them away or they're storing them somewhere where they're never going to remember where they're located. But if I'm taking this figure off the package, I'm keeping the hand that's already on there and displaying it. I'm not doing anything with these. Am I saying, oh, you know what? I'd rather have this hand than this hand. No, I don't give a crap. A hand is a hand. His hand could be closed as a fist. You think that would make a difference? His hand could be like this. I could care less. Whatever hand comes with this when I take it out of the package is how it's going to stay. And so you kind of look at like the zombie sailor figure, right? The whole 2-finger up type deal. When you actually compare them, I think the wrestler figure might be a somewhat taller and wider. So I actually thought that this one was actually very closely resembling, almost identical to this, but that's not the case. So I actually think that these figures are actually a little bit better made, potentially. Now you actually won't know for sure unless you actually take it out of the card, which I'm not doing. Does that mean I have to go out and purchase these again? Probably, but right over the last few months I've been focusing on, I'm still buying wrestling stuff, a lot of wrestling stuff, but I've actually spent more time focusing on like 1990s nostalgia, like superhero stuff, Big Bad Beetleborgs and VR Troopers, Masked Rider, Mystic Knights of Tir-na-nog. I spent more money buying that stuff than I have wrestling figures. And one of the spare bedrooms I have on the second floor. During one of my secondary walkthrough room tours, all that stuff I had kind of laying on the shelf, on the drawer, what have you, the trunk. All that stuff is all mounted on the wall now, so it's all displayed, so you can actually see all the figures laid out. And I've gotten a whole lot more Beetleborg figures in, so it's all kind of displayed on the wall and everything. So at some point, I'll probably do another room tour of that, just kind of looking at. But I want a whole lot more figures to display, so I don't want to just do a room tour every time I get in, X amount of figures. Have like 20 different room tour videos in like 6-month period. So, but referees. I don't mind referees. I mean, I've always said, man, referees, managers, executives, it's okay. It's somebody different and new to add to the roster, to the collection, so it's cool. Yeah, I am gonna have to buy one more of these because I do want at least one of these guys loose, and I want to try and wait till Figure Collections comes out with a bundle of loose figures, or at least has one of these guys loose, because like I said, they get a lot of figures on card, and that's probably going to cost you 40, 50, let's say $40, whereas you might find one loose and it might cost you $25, $30. And if I knew that these cards were going to be worth money in the future, that I could resell them, and it would make sense to buy it new on card, where I could just open up the bubble and just hopefully have the card where someone could resell it in the future, that'd be a different story, right? But other than that, I just want to buy it loose. So that's wrestling. That's Wrestle Something Wrestling. The two new figures that came in tomorrow. Like I said, very short video. And this time around, tomorrow's video is also going to be a very short one, probably 10 minutes. We're just going to be looking at Macho Man from the Big Rubber Guys. We've already seen his Series 4 figure with orange trunks. I'm going to bring that figure out again, but I'm going to bring out. We're going to talk about him again because I did get 2 new variants in, so we're just going to take a quick look at it. Not a huge video. It's just something for the channel so that I could just have something to put out each day. But it may or may not be the last video I put out for a while. It just depends on what I'm interested in making at that particular time. Something might come up that I'm dying to make, and the dailies might continue. But I'm still contemplating whether or not I want to kind of shut down and allow people to play catch up, I guess, on the videos. So, alright guys, that takes care of this video. So after that one, anything coming up after that? Jammers. If you haven't checked out Jammer's channel on YouTube, definitely give him a little look. I've talked about people who've been very motivational and that have helped me, motivated me to kind of expand my collection. And Andy's knockoffs was a huge one. It kind of motivated me to put a pep into my step and start picking up my Simba figures. Jammers with the wrestling magazines. I've talked about it before. So-and-so a couple years ago, he kind of gave me an inspiration to initially start collecting. And once I got to about 10 magazines or so, I kind of thanked him for it, and he kind of like shot me down. Kind of demotivated me. And I'll talk about that more when I do my next magazine review. But Jammers, kind of seeing his affection and appreciation for the magazines, it's really influenced me and has really inspired me to be interested in picking up some more of these. So recently I have picked up probably another, I don't know, 15 or close to 20 magazines or so. Luckily you find a seller that has a ton of magazines that you need and bundle them all together. So instead of paying $8 shipping on each individual magazine, you might pay $15, $20 shipping for like a bundle of 8, 9, 10 magazines. So it's still not that much. Media mail, 10 magazines, $5, maybe $6. Charging you $15 on shipping costs. I can't complain. I can't even complain to the buyer or to the seller though, because if they're charging you like $8 shipping on one magazine and you buy like 10 magazines, okay, you're like, okay, $80 shipping, right? And now they're sending you a shipping invoice for $15. So there's that, but you can't say no. The invoice should only be like $6 because I know they're doing that because they're trying to earn extra money on the backside because they're not going to be taxed on shipping costs. It doesn't make you feel any better. I mean, that's still more money coming out of your pocket, but I know why they're doing it. So I'm just happy to get the magazines and kind of continue building on the collection. Are the magazines going to be my next big haul that I focus on? I think so. Star Toys. There were a couple of things I wanted to get from Star Toys. A Hacksaw Jim Duggan I was looking at online on eBay, $300. I kind of decided against picking up from a certain seller. Not anything against him. I just didn't want to spend that money anymore. Eventually I decided to go pay him on PayPal so that he could earn all of his money, but he still was overcharging, and I'm like, nah, I'm gonna save my money. Forget it. There's other things I was focusing on, and I prefer to pay for those things as opposed to just putting all my money into just one certain item. So, what other items am I looking at right now? Not a whole lot, man. Pretty much anything that you've seen in the room right now. That's unfinished. Simba figures as an example. The magazines, obviously. Anything that's not 100% complete, obviously I'm still looking at finishing at some point. Carded Galoob figures. I'm still like 4 or 5 figures, Series 2 figures away from completing the carded collection. So that's always a priority for me. So. But yeah, that's it for now, guys. I didn't want this to be a super long video, and I keep talking a lot at the end here. So, thanks for watching as always, and until next time, guys. Appreciate your your viewership, and talk to you in the comments. Goodbye, everybody.